Things in life you should never have to apologize for. Welcome back to What's the Fact, friends. This topic is applicable to 90% of us. So kindly spare few minutes. I used to say that apologizing was my superpower. Sorry for being late, sorry for needing help, sorry for crying during Toy Story 3, you name it, I apologized for it. It wasn't until I caught myself saying sorry to a stranger who bumped into me that I realized this wasn't kindness. It was a habit. And it was exhausting. Here's the truth, there are things in life you should never have to apologize for. Not now, not ever. Let's talk about the 10 things you can officially stop saying sorry for, starting today. Being your authentic self. Often, we feel the need to apologize for simply being ourselves. In the world we live in, there's an enormous amount of pressure to conform to societal norms and expectations. This can sometimes lead us to suppress our true personalities, interests, and beliefs in order to fit in. As a psychologist, I've noticed that this tendency to apologize for our authenticity can lead to a significant amount of stress, anxiety, and even depression. It's crucial to keep in mind that everyone is unique, and that's something to be celebrated, not something to apologize for. Research has proven that living authentically and unapologetically is one of the keys to happiness and self-fulfillment. After all, you have every right to be who you are. So stop saying, "I'm sorry," for it. Stand tall in your truth. There's no need for an apology here. Saying no. This is something I've had to learn the hard way. Here's the thing, saying no doesn't equate to being rude or selfish. It means respecting your own time, energy, and limits. You can't be everything to everyone, and that's okay. When you are tempted to say yes when you really want to say no, know this: you owe it to yourself to prioritize your well-being. And that's something you should never have to apologize for. Pursuing your passions. Did you know that the rate of depression is significantly lower among people who engage in activities they're passionate about? This is because when we do things we love, our brains release a chemical called dopamine, which is associated with feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. Yet, many of us tend to apologize for spending time on our hobbies or passions, especially when they don't align with societal norms or expectations. We might think it's a waste of time or that we should be focusing on more important things. But the truth is, pursuing your passions is not just about personal fulfillment. It helps you maintain your mental health. Prioritizing your mental health. In a world that's constantly on the move, taking a moment for self-care and mental health can sometimes be seen as a luxury or even a weakness. We've all been there, feeling guilty for taking a mental health day, or for spending an evening alone to recharge instead of attending a social gathering. But here's the truth: your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Ignoring it can lead to serious issues like anxiety, depression, and burnout. So whether you need to take a break, seek therapy, meditate, or simply say no to an event because you are feeling overwhelmed, never apologize for prioritizing your mental health. It's not a sign of weakness, but an act of strength and self-awareness. Standing up for what you believe in. It's natural to want to avoid conflict or to keep the peace. But sometimes, this can lead us to stay quiet when we should be speaking up. Whether it's a social issue, a personal belief, or even a controversial opinion, standing up for what you believe in is essential. It's a part of your identity and shapes your character. Yes, this might cause disagreements or even confrontations. But it's crucial to keep in mind that healthy debate and differing opinions are what help us grow as individuals and as a society. Don't apologize for having strong beliefs or for voicing them. It's your right to express yourself and to stand up for what you believe is right. Asking for help. In a society that often values independence and self-reliance, asking for help can sometimes feel like admitting defeat. But let me tell you, it's anything but that. On the contrary, it shows that you have the wisdom to recognize when you need support and the bravery to seek it. Expressing your emotions. I'll admit it, I used to be someone who would bottle up my feelings. I thought that keeping my emotions to myself was the strong thing to do. But over time, I realized that suppressing my feelings was doing more harm than good. It was affecting my mental health and even my relationships. Expressing your emotions, whether it's joy, sadness, anger, or fear, is not something you should ever feel the need to apologize for. It's a natural, human thing to do. Whether you need to cry, laugh, vent, or express your fears, do so. It's healthy, it's necessary, and it's a part of being human. There's absolutely no need for an apology here. Making mistakes. This might seem odd, but hear me out. Mistakes are often seen as something negative, something to avoid at all costs. But the truth is, they're an essential part of growth and learning. When you make a mistake, it means you are trying, you are taking risks, you are stepping out of your comfort zone. And that's something to be applauded, not something to apologize for. Of course, if your mistake hurts someone else, an apology may be in order. But don't apologize for the act of making a mistake itself. Instead, acknowledge it, learn from it, and use it as a stepping stone to improve. Putting yourself first. It's often said that we should put others before ourselves. While it's important to be considerate and caring, it's equally important to take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you are constantly putting others' needs before your own, you'll soon find yourself drained, unhappy, and unable to support the ones you love. So whether it's taking time for self-care, pursuing your interests, or making decisions based on your needs, never apologize for putting yourself first. It's not selfish, but necessary for your well-being and happiness. Being human. At the end of the day, we are all human. We have emotions, make mistakes, need help sometimes, and have our unique quirks and passions. And that's perfectly okay. Never apologize for simply being human. It's the most natural thing in the world, and there's no right or wrong way to be one. Just be you unapologetically. Final thoughts. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this: apologizing is for mistakes, not for existing. Life's too short to spend it tiptoeing around your truth or shrinking yourself to make others more comfortable. Sure, owning your quirks, emotions, and boundaries takes practice. But isn't that what makes us human? Carl Rogers once said, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." Thank you. Think positive. Be healthy, be happy, live long, and see you again.